Hello and welcome to episode 9 of Subs Bench on Screen. We're joined by Andy Pengelly of Lions FC and Jesse Rigby, Brisbane City FC. Both clubs have qualified for the national round of the Australia Cup and the semi-final of the Queensland Cup. We talk to them about the importance of cup football, what it's meant for them in the past, and we share a few laughs along the way. Well, look, let's jump in. This is the Australia Cup episode. Episode 9 of Subs Bench on Screen. We're joined by Andy Pengelly, who's list of clubs, Western Pride, Brisbane Strikers, Singapore, was it Lions City Sailors?
Lions City Sailors, yeah.
Yeah, Peninsula Power, and Lions. And Jesse Rigby, QS, Western Pride, Brisbane City, Moreton Bay, we'll touch upon that, Power, Lions, and back to City. Have I got that right?
Yeah.
Excellent.
How good.
Thanks, Johnny.
What about junior clubs, fellas? Where did it all kick off here? Who wants to start?
For me, it kicked off at Lions. I spent most of my juniors at Lions. A little bit at Z Academy.
Zoran.
Zoltan. Yeah, Hungarian bloke. That was quite an experied, but
well,
good.
He
yeah,
had
it's really,
a few
really good.
through, didn't he?
He did. He had Aidan O'Neill,
yeah.
Oscar Woods,
Yeah.
Adam Sawyer, who made it for a little bit.
Yeah.
So good experience of bringing players through. And then UQFC for a little bit.
Yeah.
Out
at Kenmore?
Yeah, that's right. And then into senior football after that.
Yeah.
I was at Frenchville up at Rockhampton.
Is that where you're from?
Yeah, it is.
Right, yeah.
I only said it 14,000
Yeah,
times.
Yeah, I was there, and then we moved out to Emerald, so I was like, I was
born
driving
in
like
Emerald.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Should we just
Still
start?
related.
I thought it was Jesse's story.
Sorry, hang on.
That'd be more exciting here anyway.
Say one more.
Yeah, no, so I moved there, so I was like driving back and forth because the juniors there was like NPL, like not NPL, it was JPL.
Yeah.
So it was like
the Rebel League? Was that
Yeah.
around that time?
Yeah, I'm not too
So
sure.
pretty much, yeah, you had to be in the Rebel League
Yeah.
to get a look in the Queensland country stuff. And then,
Yeah.
then I came down here, up here, whatever, went to Brisbane City.
Yeah.
I think I had like 2 games and then went to QAS, and that was probably my junior club through to about 18.
So QES, because this is around about the time I just kind of got in. I was dealing in like Cap 2 and Cap 1. QES was the old raw junior setup. Is that right? Every age group would have a QES?
Not sure when it started, what age it started. It was quite young, but yeah, it was essentially like
And they had an
academy
MPL
system.
team? Or a
Yeah, they did end up having an MPL team. Yeah.
or a state league at the
Yeah,
time?
they had 2.
State
They had
league and the
the-
QSL was, I
Yeah,
think,
they
the
had
QSL.
young and then, state QSL, yeah.
Yeah. Any coaches of note for you? I know you just had Zoltan.
From
When you were junior?
Mainly like up north, it was my dad, but then I had David Abella pretty much.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, fairway through my whole juniors really. Like he was probably it.
Yeah.
Even like Josh McLaughlin's kind of in the mix.
Yeah.
Yeah.
2 good coaches.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Would you say they sort of put you in the right, like would they have been someone that you would think was going to put you in the right path or so to get to those? Like obviously QAS, is that Josh that got you involved in the QAS, or did you just get selected from that? Or
It was pretty much like Dave kind of was looking after a lot of the Queensland country. Like he's from Cairns or something. So he kind of, he was a big factor of me coming into the QAS, and he was the head coach at the time. And like he instilled a lot of good stuff, I think. Like he was a pretty hard man, like as a coach, and
He's tough. He did the C license.
Oh, yeah.
And
great guy.
he's tough. Like,
Josh,
yeah.
real good guy.
He don't mind, if someone's made a mistake, like in front of 30, 40 blokes, like he'll just make you look like an absolute tool.
Yeah.
Never made me look a tool because I didn't make mistakes, but there was plenty who did.
A few sprays.
Yeah, a few sprays. Senior football, so first starting like senior football, where it started to become something that you knew you were going to be a footballer at a good level. Where did you get your start? Is that Pride?
It was at Western Pride.
Yeah.
I was a bit of a late bloomer though.
Yeah.
Had a bad injury when I was 18 or 19. Had a really good season in the 23s, banged in a few goals, or 20s it was then.
Yeah.
Wasn't part of the 2017 grand final team. I think I made like 2 appearances that season off the bench.
Yeah.
But then Graham Harvey, maybe reluctantly, he trialled a fair few strikers during pre-season, but he gave me a contract and started me in the first game against Strikers away, and I scored, and it just took off from there for me.
Yeah. So that's the year after the grand final.
Yeah.
You were
You really backed yourself too, though. I think because when like
I tried to leave.
Really?
In pre-season, I tried to leave.
just to go and play first team.
Yeah. For Hayden's dad, Danny McHenry.
Yeah.
He wanted to sign me at Ipswich Knights.
Yeah.
I said to Graham, like, you're trialling so many players. Can I just go somewhere else? And he said, no. Nah. And he stopped trialling people and gave me a go. And
It's fair play.
grateful for that. Yeah.
Yeah. You played in that grand final. Didn't you just go like
Yeah,
8,
like
9, 10 at the end or something?
it was a crazy run.
Yeah.
Like,
Came from nowhere.
yeah. Well, I think because I went out there with there was like 5 of us from that QAS group, pretty much. Like
I remember, sorry to cut you off, but you guys were together for a few years before that 2017, obviously, victory, wasn't it? 'Cause I think we played East pre-season one year, and you were so young, and we touched you up, but we were like, they're going to be a good side in like 5-6 years, and obviously that came to fruition because that was the year I was at Olympic, and I think we played you 3 times, beat you 3 times, so that's okay. Again, it's about you guys.
no.
That run of games that you went on, these were just toweling teams up, weren't you?
Yeah, at the end, like no one actually like talks about that part because, like I said, we all went out there really young, like 16, 17, like around 17, and it was kind of one of those ones like we all went. Like I think we sat down in group meeting like to sign the 4 of us.
Yeah. So it was in that 4.
It was me, AJ, Gabby Haywash,
Yeah.
and Bon Scott.
Decent 4 then.
And then eventually, I think within like the year, Hayder came in as well. But yeah, we sat down. It was one of those ones where like you were leaving like the QAS Raw stuff, and obviously you're looking at like the bigger teams like Olympics and cities and stuff at the time. And it was like, at the start it was kind of like the pride. Like I didn't really know anything about it, but it was just that we were going to get games. Like that's like the other ones we wouldn't have really even got a look in at all. Like
I know.
Fringe players.
Dylan Wenzel Halls was at Olympic that year and got let go in pre-season of that year, and I'm pretty sure that was the year he sort of like really stamped his foot in for NPL.
Yeah.
It was just banging goals for fun, and I think that was probably one that we would have liked to have kept a hold of. But you also had Harry Sawyer came back as well.
Sawyer came back in there because like I went to school with Sawyer as well.
Yeah.
It was a bit of a like all our mates kind of it was like the hub in a way. Like we all kind of knew each other.
It's quite unique, isn't it? Like, and I always like when Jordan Mann and all they keep bringing up the Western Pride thing all the time. But I understand why, because you'll never get that again where a group of kids who've come out of playing school against each other or with each other, all of a sudden end up playing together at such a young age and being successful. It's one thing playing together with your mates and doing all right, but to actually go on and win the big dance, the grand final.
I think. Oh, sorry.
Okay.
I was going to say, I think they actually the thing was they gave us the platform, like they were playing us, which no one really would have at the time, And like I said, we were losing, like we were down the bottom, but we were just getting games. And then eventually, like within like the 1 or 2 years, then it starts to click a bit more, like everyone's together. And that's kind of, we were there for like, I think it was like 3 or 4 years together, really.
Yeah.
So.
I guess it was different though because no relegation.
Yeah,
right?
I was gonna say,
that's
hard to
the right time,
Yeah.
Having said that, no other. Graham Harvey was the coach the whole time you were there, or no?
Carl started.
Yeah, Doddsy started it.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
But again, like 2 coaches that are probably very much youth-based as well, that can develop players and stick with
them,
because,
which is the key thing.
Yeah, I do remember, it was from when we played you, I think we might have played you like round 1 or round 2 to like the end of the season. Like you would just, when you get that momentum and you can tell you're all mates, it was actually a hard place to go, even though you were so young. We had a pretty experienced team. It was very like, you're up against it the whole time because you was such a close-knit group, I guess. So, it was a bloody good season for you. In that grand final, Took it to the wire.
Yeah, that was close. Old Dylan.
It's like last minute, like 93rd minute or something.
Something like that, wasn't it?
It was really late.
Yeah. Yeah, it was extra time, I'm pretty sure. He scored that goal.
But what happened like the year after?
We all stayed on the year
Stayed
after.
on, did well, but not.
Came third.
Well, Graham left.
We were
Midway through.
Yeah, this is a topic for debate. I don't think Mooney and Dimmy like admitting this, but we were on track for the premiership.
Yeah.
I think we were 9 wins in 10 games, and then Dylan, who was banging in goals again, I think he scored like 23 goals.
He got a move, didn't he?
11 games, got to move to the Raw.
Yeah.
We lost Fraser, we lost Graham all within a week, and the wheels just kind of fell off the bus.
We
kind of
still
stumbled
in
up.
the mix, but
Yeah, we stumbled our way to the finish
Yeah.
line though. Like, we were in a really good position, and
Yeah.
That
fell
would have been the
off.
first year that Lions were involved in MPL
Yeah.
because they weren't involved. So the year you won it was the
Yeah.
year that the BPL was still strong.
yeah,
Yeah.
I think when Graham left, he was kind of the crux of it. And
Yeah,
then it
definitely.
kind of like they did really well. The team did well, but it's just so hard when you lose.
Yeah.
It's a great coach.
And then it fell apart at the end of that season. That when players started to get picked off. I know that Joe would have went to Lions at that point. Did you all go at that point? Is that you'd have gone strikers then?
You were one of the
I
early
left
ones.
first.
Yeah.
So it's your fault.
No.
Yeah, it is.
It's Joe's fault. It's always Joe's fault.
The catalyst.
Yeah, no, I don't know. It's just Sergio was the coach. He came in and
That's right.
he had probably a few different ideas. He wanted to help boys kind of go to the next level.
Yeah.
And for me at the time, I was like, I just want to play first team football.
Yeah.
This is my level. Like, I just want to establish myself at this level. I didn't really have aspirations like the other guys. And Owen Baker or Fraser Hills kind of recommended me to Owen, and then I had chats with Owen and I liked what he said, and I jumped basically. And I'm not
You
sure
jumped at
what
the
happened
same
from
time?
there.
No, I was probably one of the last ones. I think Cam was. He stayed
well,
on.
Cam stayed, Cristani stayed.
Yeah, I was like, I kind of held on for a fair while, and it got real close to it, and then I just decided.
Because they got relegated the year after.
Yeah, when I left, I'm pretty sure
Yeah.
it was around that. Yeah, that
Yeah.
year.
That was the same year. Yeah,
Yeah,
2019.
they got relegated that year.
Yeah.
Because that coach only lasted like a game, and I think TK took over.
Yeah, because I think because we were so young, a lot of us would travel in a fair way. Like, I never kind of reached that point too where it was like, unless everyone stayed, it was like hard to commit. Like
Yeah,
things
that's
start
fair.
happening, and yeah,
He's at Spurs now though.
Yeah, I've heard that. Mental, innit?
yeah,
Well, it's funny how football works. So strikers, obviously, the year that you were at strikers, it's a cup edition, and obviously we're just getting into the cup now and whatnot. But that particular year, you got off to a real bad start in the league because you had a few players missing. And was it a case of, well, the league is gone, we might make the four, but let's concentrate on the cup? Because when the cup came round, that's when everyone kind of came back.
Yeah, I don't know. Yeah, it kind of revived our season in the cup. I think we had South United first knockout game.
And
round
you
3
scored,
or round
was it
4.
like 10-0 or something?
Yeah, I think I scored 6 in that game. And then after that, we beat Lions at Lions, and that was like the kicker.
Yeah.
Because they were I think they were winning the league again
Yeah.
in 2019. So we beat them there, and then from there, it's just belief, really.
Yeah. You just went to Knights and won.
Yeah, for the qualifier.
Yeah.
For the round of 32 qualifier, we won 5-1
Yeah.
at Knights, which was no
No,
means
it was a
feat.
Friday night, wasn't it?
Yeah, no means feat winning at Knights. So
Yeah. And then on to the round of 32. Was it the 32 where you got Phoenix, or
we
was
had Wellington round of 32 at home, obviously.
Bond Scott the hero?
Bond Scott the hero. A couple of penalty saves.
Yeah.
One in extra time to get us 2 penalties, and then a few in the penalty shootout. So yeah, that was a awesome experience. I think we all wanted an A-League team to begin with. Maybe a few of the lads, Sesh Gremlins, wanted a night away, but Jake McLean and Fraser and whatnot.
Yeah.
But anyways, it was a super win. It was a game we thought we could win.
Yeah.
Just because we had momentum, and A-League teams at that point, you
It's the
don't know
best time
who
to get them.
signed for them. Like they haven't got full squads. They're not fit yet. So yeah, that was a sick night.
It was such a big thing at that time too. I think it was
Huge.
a lot different. It felt different. Like
It was different because I think Fox Sports were involved
Yeah.
as well.
They did such a good job with
Yeah.
like they bounce around the grounds with the goals and all that. And
Yeah.
it's something that's really lacking now, like the excitement of getting around it. I used to love sitting down and watching it on Fox.
But it's and I've said this many times doing this podcast, it's the best thing that's happened to Australian football since I've been here,
Oh yeah.
was the introduction of this cup where you could literally get drawn against, if you did well enough, any team from your own level, anywhere in the country. You could go and travel and like do it in style. You could get an A-League team, and if you did, you were definitely playing them at home, and the club were going to make money out of it. And it just took off big time.
Yeah,
and
they
I think
did those little features on the clubs and the
Yeah.
players
Yeah.
and stuff,
Yeah.
which makes you feel like professional footballer for like a couple of days, So that's
No.
awesome.
It's brilliant. And after that, it was the Manly. Was it
Manly.
Mendy's team?
Yep. Yeah, it was. Yeah.
Yeah, because I'd seen them win in the round before. I was working down in Sydney and went to watch Mendy play, and they won a penalty shootout, and Carlos Saliadere was in goal
Oh, was he?
for Mount Druitt, and Blake Thompson was playing that night as well for Mount Druitt. So when you got them, I remember speaking to a few people saying Manly were good, but they're beatable. And you got them at home, beat them 1-0.
1-0. Yeah.
Did you score?
Nah.
Not that
Richo.
one. Richo.
Richardson.
Yeah.
Header. That was a tough game, actually.
Yeah.
Really tough game. Like
They were
real
a good side.
really
Yeah.
physical game.
Most Sydney teams are, aren't
Yeah.
they? After that,
Just old experience.
the Italian
physical.
team after that?
Yeah, that one was more
Brunswick
straightforward.
Juventus or something?
Yeah.
Yeah.
They were MPL 1 or 2, whatever it is, the second
Yeah.
division in Victoria at the time. That one was suggested it was close. It was 3-2, but it wasn't
Yeah,
really
I was
close.
at
It
that
felt
game.
very comfortable.
Yeah.
And they just kind of scored in weird moments. But, we were supposed to win that game, and we did,
Yeah.
unfortunately.
And that got you to the semi-final, which was a home tie with Melbourne City. Obviously, huge draw. In your wildest dreams, I mean, obviously, your wildest dreams, you win the game. But to go 1-0 up after what, 2.5, 3 minutes?
Yeah, it was early.
Pengelly, 20, 25 yards?
Maybe 20.
No backlift?
Yeah. No, it was a good feeling.
Yeah,
Good feeling. 4,000 people at Perry Park, packed out. Probably one of my better feelings in football.
Yeah.
Probably my most favourite goal I've scored.
Yeah.
Very memorable, and just got the atmosphere was already electric, but it just
Just give
got
everyone
it
the
kicking.
thought that this is on.
Yeah.
This can happen. Because at that point, no non-A-League team had been to the final.
No.
And you were thinking, I think because we were in the crowd, we had one of them boxes, they did corporate boxes, and Power took a box, there's a couple of other clubs there, and you were just saying, just get to half-time. Get to half-time, and then you can kind of organise the structure and get it set. But didn't they score?
They scored about 5 minutes before halftime, I think, and we didn't have McGowan playing. He got suspended in the game
on
before,
cards,
so we were playing a midfielder at centre back, Ryan Palmer, who's a good player but quite short and not a centre back, right? So it was difficult. But even at half time, we still believed we could win the game, but then they just turned it on, and it was good night very quickly.
Yeah, they did turn it on, to be fair. But fantastic achievement. And you were at City by then, mid-table, just a run-of-the-mill season, that one?
Yeah, just one of those seasons, kind of wasn't too bad, but just like an average season, I guess.
The next season, so you killed it, you how many goals?
52 in all
How many in the
competitions, 41.
That's a decent effort, that. So you actually agreed to move to Peninsula Power.
I did.
He agreed to move to Peninsula Power, and I'm going to help him out in a second here. The Singapore move came off for you.
Yeah.
And in the deal that we sat down and worked out, we'd said, look, if a pro club comes in, we'll drive you at the airport, off you crack. So Singapore comes off and you go across there. But then COVID hits, which obviously I think, didn't you just say, get me home? I can't be dealing with this.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'd only just started kind of getting over the homesickness
Yeah.
and settling in, and the games were beginning, and then COVID hit, and I didn't know. I was speaking to Bidmar, Bidmar, the coach, and he was like, "I'm not sure if it's going to start again," and I just wanted to play football at that point, like whether it was rightly or wrongly, I just wanted to play football, so I terminated the deal and rejoined Power.
Got in touch and said, look, I'm coming back. We actually had to let someone go to make it happen, which was unfortunate. But what I will say, and people have always kind of said about sort of him obviously being one of the better players in the league, maybe that he could be difficult to deal with in terms of negotiations. And I straight back at every time, he is without doubt the easiest person I have ever had to negotiate with. He literally sat down, and this is testament to him. He sat down and it was in John Holt's house. And he just went, he said, look,
Which one?
the one he lives in. And he literally said, look, before you start, like just pay us what you think I'm worth. I just want to win things, and I think I can do that here. And I've kind of looked at John, and John's looked at me, and we were like, so we continued to try and negotiate, and he just went, I'm not bothered. Just pay us whatever you got left in the budget, I'll just take.
What,
So
30 grand?
yeah, it was about that. So
That's easy.
How generous of you.
he was on pretty much the same or less than pretty much everyone else there. Made up for the year after, I think, Andy, I have to say. But you'd earned it at that point. But very easy to deal with. Not greedy, just wanted to win, develop. The one stipulation in his contract, well, it wasn't written in, but it was a verbal. If we're 3 or 4-0 up with 15 to go, don't take us off, because that's worth a goal a game. And to his credit, I said to Philip, I was like, man, just don't take him off on last 10 if we're 3 or 4 up. And he left you on.
They did.
You picked up a few goals there,
Yeah.
but
Who's most difficult? Who's the
Most
worst?
difficult.
Just getting to you, mate.
nah, he was pretty straightforward. Cunha was difficult.
Really?
Yeah, Cunha.
The crab.
Lacrosse has not been easy at the start. I think it's the South Americans that they forget to speak English when they're in negotiation because they want you to understand like just what they want you to understand. Now Cunha was always difficult because he knew his worth. So yeah,
He's Brazilian.
yeah. And we'll go to you before we finish with him on this one. So that particular season, you get relegated at City.
Yeah.
That was the relegation year. So what happened there? I know that before COVID years had started well. On Nick Green in charge?
Yeah, Nick was there. We're doing well, yeah. I think we might have been even top 4, to be fair.
You
We
were
up-
close.
Yeah, we were up amongst there, and things changed at the club, and Nick, you know, they got rid of Nick or whatever happened with that. It's just one of those years, where it's weird to experience it, to be fair. It's just when things aren't going your way, and then when you get in like a roll of it, like and things just keep happening, it's hard to try and pull yourself out. Like,
Who came? Was it Matt Smith who came in? Because they'd
Yeah.
signed him as a player, and then didn't he take over?
yeah,
It
he
did,
got
yeah.
signed as a player, and then took the reins.
Yeah.
And then from there, like it was, it just is what it is, I guess. Yeah.
Didn't play you much towards the end of the season.
No. No, that's what it is.
I mean, you came on and scored the last game, but you were down. You needed to win that game at Olympic.
yeah, it was at
And drew
Olympic,
3-3, and you came on and scored.
Yeah. No, I think I had the shot. It got deflected, and
That's
someone
right, yeah.
else ripped the shot. Though.
Yeah. So in a season.
Yeah. No.
Yeah. Relegation.
Yeah.
On the other hand, you won a title. That was a great season because we went similar to the Western Pride, winning 7-8 games on the bounce at the end of the year. We had to do that because Olympic were chasing us, and COVID year, you know, when COVID had brought all the players back from Victoria, and they've got 4 or 5 quality players up. And you always just felt, if this goes another 4 games, like Olympic are going to run us down because they were that good. And we just got over the line, didn't we? Well, we won by 5 points in the end. But
Yeah, it felt close.
it felt close,
Like
but the
Olympic were
last
good,
game
yeah.
they drew with them, and we won our last game.
Yeah.
But yeah, title. that game against Raw Youth where Savax has made the save at 2-2. So they were going to go 3-2 up in the 91st minute. And that really would have thrown the cat amongst the pigeons. He saved a great save. And then he's claimed the corner, bombed it down, and we've went up and scored. And that was the day I think we knew we won the title that day. It was class.
And that rolled on to 2021, which was another one for you guys, back to back.
This time with Freckly Shins. He was
the
there.
big man. Swapped a relegation for a premiership, mate. How good was that?
Yeah, a bit of a jump, eh?
Yeah. How'd that come about?
Moreton Bay.
Well, yeah, we're going to cover that actually. There is a story here.
It's like that Simpson meme.
Yeah,
Take
so
the hat off.
we also brought Jordan Manning in. He kept Redlands up and pretty much relegated City.
Yeah.
So he came in and he was saying, bring in Jesse Rigby. He's a great character, great leader. And I was like, he's not that good, man. Anyway, we found out he'd gone to Moreton Bay.
Is this a roast?
It's the roast of Jesse Rigby. And we found out he'd gone to Moreton Bay. I said, he's gone to Moreton Bay. And he was like, hasn't signed a pro. And I went, and he kept going. Anyway, didn't Roper get injured in pre-season? Something happened.
Yeah, that's what happened, yeah.
Someone got injured in pre-season. And he went, go and get Rigby. And I said to Philip, I said, to be fair, like, Rigby would do us a job, you know. So we got in touch and you were conflicted. I know that.
Yeah.
Because you'd signed an amateur.
Nah, never actually.
Or was it just verbal?
Yeah, it was verbal, yeah.
All right.
Yeah, it was a tricky one because you don't want to be doing that stuff, you know. And like I said,
Just come out and say
Yeah,
that.
just give you a chance.
no, so it was all verbal, like with Royce, and I'd had probably, I don't know, maybe a week or two
It's
training.
pre-season, wasn't it? It was still early in pre-season.
Yeah, but before that, like I think I was talking to Philper and stuff, and then the way it panned out, like I think Roper ended up coming good for that period, and then he didn't, obviously. But yeah, it was kind of verbal, and then Hayden was there, Andy was there, like a lot of boys I knew, and then it come about, and like it was just one of those ones where I wanted to be with my mates, and also you guys, like, you had a gun side as well, so it's just how it panned out, and yeah, I just jumped ship. But
No
like,
regrets?
no, and like I rang Royce like straight up before anything even happened, and like tried to sit down with him, but he knows how it is as well, and like he was really good about it. Like he had no issue really. Like he's a top guy. So yeah.
So you joined the club. It was a good team that year. We brought in McLean, Whitey, McGowan, him, Xander, Connor Booth, like stacked. It was a good team. We won the league that year. I think Raw Youth were the team who in the end gave us a bit of a... We won 14 out of 15 or something. But then Raw Youth, we had a stumble after... It was a COVID kind of 4-week break again. And we came back, like, honestly, like, we were minging. And we nearly chucked it away. We did nearly chuck it away that year.
You just get to the FFA Cup anyway.
Yeah, we did. That year we got Raw in the 32.
Yeah, they did the zonal.
Yeah, that's right.
COVID.
So we had to play a team from because of COVID.
That's right.
And we got Raw and we played them at Dolphin Stadium, which, as it turned out, that was their home ground.
Yeah.
So they were more used to it than we were. We were at a disadvantage.
We didn't have a few fellas as well, I think.
Yeah, we were missing a few.
Yeah.
How to pan out? I can't remember.
3-0.
3-0. That's not too bad.
And it felt worse than 3-0, didn't it? It felt...
It's like when they start, like, they're on top and they just bop it around and you're just in the vortex, just chasing.
To be honest, TC, it was more the fact that we went into it really fancying ourselves.
Yeah.
Because we trained really well the night before and we knew that they weren't fully prepped or anything, and it's like 2 mistakes, wasn't it, in the first 25 minutes. You're 2-0
It's
down.
game over against
The wind was blowing a gale one way and you saw this, we had no chance. And it just played out that way.
Yeah.
It's probably out of all the cup runs that we've been on, been there 4 times in the 32, definitely the most disappointing that. We just went out without putting up a fight, I thought.
Yeah, especially for the side you had too. Like as you said, like when you get these A-League teams early, they're in pre-season, they're probably not. I mean, it's hard. Wellington would be easier because they're like coming from New Zealand. They're probably half thinking about the night out afterwards. Thinking we're going to run through these guys. But the Raw, their home ground, their home facility,
and they were allowed to train. Remember that their sports teams were allowed to train and we weren't. So we'd had like 2 weeks off where we couldn't train, but they could. So every advantage actually flipped away from what it normally is in that situation. Home advantage, being able to train, being fit. They were fitter than us. They were playing at home. Yeah,
tough one.
So
the 2022, the Lions move, was that the year you went?
Yep.
Lions in 2022. You didn't. You stayed.
He stuck around.
Another NPL title.
Yep.
That year.
Yeah.
Ticking them off.
It's a magnet. It's a magnet for NPL
Did I
titles.
come Carina? Get a QPL 4 title.
Yeah.
Oh no.
It's easy to deal with.
It's on the bucket list, mate.
Winnipeg
Easy to deal
Parklands.
with, yeah.
Free golf membership. So how'd that go? What happened there? Was it hard leaving Power with such a successful team, or
Let's get into that.
is this like a Rigby to Moreton Bay? Like,
No, I was just
sort of.
I was just tired of the travel,
Yeah.
to be honest, more than anything. Like, and also I was still at an age where I was like, oh, I want new challenges.
Yeah.
I wasn't working full time yet. Like, I didn't really understand that lifestyle. I was just like, oh,
Sucks, doesn't it?
it's football, it's football, it's football. So it was another new challenge for me, and it was like, kind of, when I was younger, I never really thought I would be a pro. I was always like, I want to play for Lions first team. That's what I want to do. So I had 2 years at Power, 2 titles, and I thought, well, yes, now's a good chance to go to Lions and play with my mates and play for my like boyhood club, I guess, my junior club. So it was what it was, right?
Yeah,
like it was,
we wanted to keep
hard
him.
feelings or
Obviously,
anything.
we said, look, we really want you to stay, but I think in the back of our minds, we knew the longer he was with us, and we were winning titles, that Lions needed to bounce back, needed to start winning again, and you know that they're probably the best team or best club in Queensland at building something and going again.
Yeah.
So we knew that like Joe would have been in his ear all season. So yeah, it didn't come as a surprise. We knew that if he didn't go Lions, he'd have stayed with us.
Yeah.
But when Lions were in, so it was disappointing.
Yeah, but I mean, like, as you said, like, not every player has aspirations to play pro, and, like, Lions is obviously a massive club, so at least it was good reasons, you know? It wasn't just chasing cash like some other people do.
I don't think it was. But, you know what we thought? We thought it could have been. There was an incident took place that year.
Uh-oh.
Jesse beat me up at training.
And I actually, the beauty is I actually don't know the full story, and I'll tell you for why. Remember, like once every 3 or 4 weeks on the Thursday night session, I used to go and get, like, all the lads would order pizza beforehand. I'd go and get the pizzas whilst the session was on, because I didn't do anything coaching-wise. And I came back this day with about 12 boxes, and I took them straight upstairs, and I came down. Lads, we just finished the session. And someone come in, saw is Pengs in there? And I was like, nah, is he not out there? Nah. There's been a bit of there's been an incident. And I was like, what kind of incident? Oh, just an incident. And it turns out these two had some kind of set to, and Pengs has gone in the changing room, got his bag, and just started walking home. Because hadn't you got a lift?
Yeah.
He just started walking home.
Head loss FC. I was walking to Brizzy. I got picked up on the way out.
Someone
I got to the bridge.
Did you have your boots on still?
No, I got to the bridge.
That's a
I didn't.
What's that, 5K? More.
Mate, it's all longer, I reckon.
Well,
my
it's
lift had pizza after, so I was walking for like 45 minutes.
My kids had your pizza the next
There
day.
you go. Yeah.
It's nice too.
To be fair, you did feel bad.
Well,
What happened? Did you you got the ball kicked at you or something and you laughed?
Yeah, he smashed me in the face with
It
the
wasn't
ball
me,
from
he
about
kicked it.
5. Yes, it was.
No, it wasn't.
Yeah,
it wasn't
was.
me, swear down.
Good news is we
anyways-
got a boxing ring out the back.
Anyways,
He'd take me.
typical Jesse. I had a go at him. He had a go at me. Next time I touched the ball, he flattened me just to double whammy me, and then we had each other in a headlock after that.
No, someone else kicked it, and then I yelled out like, "Good shot" or something.
How's your touch?
Yeah, and then Penguins got angry about it, and then I come in for seconds again, and then it was just a
And
bit
then
of a
starts walking home.
yeah.
Yeah. Brilliant. So it wasn't because of that.
No.
To be fair, they did make up straight away.
I'm surprised you got that's a long walk.
I can't believe you were nearly at the bridge.
There's a warm down there. You need to.
Yeah.
What part of the walk did you regret your decision to start walking?
Pretty soon.
He would have started.
pretty quickly. I was like,
And then the
I've gotta
pride kicks
commit.
in. You're like, I've got to.
Probably overreacted
I'm
here,
gonna-
but
It would have been better if they just all saw you walk back in.
yeah.
Like, actually,
Walk
no,
a shame,
yeah.
mate. Straight back in, head down.
Far out. That's so good.
No, I was nervous rocking up to the game on Saturday. It's like, oh shit.
You're gonna get roasted here.
Yeah.
So you win a
They went on
title.
and won a title, yeah.
You win a title. Power quarterfinals.
Yeah. So that's the year Rick came in halfway through the year, and who do we play? We played a team from Sydney in the 32.
Yeah, I can
Northwest Spirit or something? Yeah, Northwest
One at
Spirit.
home. Was it at home? You played them?
Yeah, we beat them
Yeah.
4-1. Malachi scored 2 great goals.
Yeah.
Remember, there was one just bounced nice, sat up, and he's just volleyed it in the far top corner.
Yeah. Fiji and
4-1.
Tim Cahill.
Yeah, the Fijian Tim Cahill.
Self-proclaimed or was someone else?
No, that would have been Optus or Fox or Paramount.
Okay, gotcha. Yeah.
They did it, and then we played Green Gully on a Sunday afternoon at home.
Yeah,
They
that
were
was
good.
a big one.
They were really good.
Yeah.
To be fair, they were by far the better team.
Number
And
9 they had, he was good.
Salmon, he's at Oakley now.
Yeah.
Very good. But we scored 2 in 4 minutes? Woolley direct corner, what they call Olympic goals or something.
Yeah.
And then Alex Smith.
Yeah, Alex Smith.
Alex Smith came on and scored.
Yeah.
That was a great day. And then we drew Sydney United, the Croatian team, at home again on a Sunday. And honestly, genuinely, the worst of the 3 that we played, and we got beat 1-0. Mal had 2 good chances. Yeah, and the handball on the line didn't get given.
Nah.
Everything went against us, even the throw that they scored off.
Yeah,
They had a
the
good
foot was
team.
on the pitch.
Like, they had a good
Yeah,
team,
they're a good
but-
team, but we were better than them.
Yeah,
We
I
weren't better
thought-
than Green Gully.
Nah. Yeah, I thought we could have definitely
And they
beat
went on to the final.
Yeah.
They went on and beat Raw in the semis
That's right.
and got beat in the final. But imagine playing in the final.
Mm.
It is what it is, but yeah, great experience anyway. When you get
Oh,
that
yeah.
far, as you know, I mean, been further, the semis, but when you get that far, you really do start to believe. You think, tell you what, we're only a bad decision, a fluky goal away from the next round, and then anything can happen. So, yeah. Well, brings us on to this year. So, you're both playing for teams that are in the round of 32. You've got Western Sydney Wanderers at home.
Yeah.
Tough game.
Yeah.
You've got a trip to Perth.
Yep.
So we said we half touched upon this earlier. What do you, when it comes to the cup, players and clubs are very different in what they want. Some players, as you've said before, like just want a good night away. And I know you had one last year at Melbourne Knights.
Yeah.
Where you didn't
We got touched up, but it was a good
yeah,
night
you didn't
out.
equip yourselves well. I was at that one. You weren't great that night.
Yeah.
But you did have a night out?
Yeah, it was quality.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's
They were
It's a-
good that night. They were pretty good.
Melbourne. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, it was difficult. Last year was a difficult year for Lions.
because you've gone to Lions by this point.
Yeah.
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 Lasted 1 year.
Yeah.
Moved on again. Back to City, the magnet.
The magnet. Yeah.
Italian magnet.
Yeah.
But yeah, so this year, it's whether do you want a nice little trip away? Do we want a solid home game that we can win and get the 16 and then you really start to get a bit of a roll on? Do you want the A-League team? When you've experienced them all, I suppose you want games you can win.
Yeah. Yeah, I'd agree with that.
Yeah.
I didn't really fancy an A-League team this year, to be completely honest with you. I
Until the
just
final.
like playing different NPL teams
Yeah.
now. I think
Yeah,
Perth's a new
yeah,
experience for us.
that's
Obviously, away from home, it's the furthest trip away, which is a bit annoying. It kind of ruins your whole week. But we've come to terms with that now. Like the clubs, we've prepared us. We're going there to win the game. Hopefully, we know that they're going to be tough and experienced and physical, probably. But we're doing everything we can to progress.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's going to be interesting playing a team from WA. I have
Yeah.
no idea what to expect. We haven't done any video on them yet, but you've already said that they're second in WA, and
By
apparently
all the accounts,
they're
they're
a
the
very
best
good
team.
team. Yeah,
They're the best
so
team apparently.
it's going to be interesting. But
Yeah.
we feel like we're a very good side this year. So
The way you are playing,
Yeah.
like, you just can go and give anyone a game. So,
Yeah.
City, Western Sydney. Obviously, you've experienced the late stages now with the Cup, A-League teams. What's the mood in the camp like for that one? Were you happy with an A-League? Because
Yeah.
City are the one club who you know will get a massive crowd there.
Yeah.
All the juniors will be there, the families will be there, it'll be brilliant.
Mm.
So that could be a brilliant night for the club. That.
Yeah, it's great for the club. Like, if we were gonna pick someone, I think Western Sydney's probably the team. You know, it's just going to be a big night. Like you said, like they get a crowd in. Like if we were going to get someone, like it's pretty ideal.
And they're the type of Western Sydney. They're the ones who've got like a good
You want the
support.
atmosphere.
Yeah, the atmosphere will be good with them.
And the same with like City's got it as well. Like it'll be good.
That should be brilliant. That's a Wednesday night, isn't it?
Yeah,
think it is, yeah.
Yeah, I think so.
I think.
Actually, I don't know the date.
I think people. That's one that you want to try and get out and watch that one rather than just watch it on TV. You want to experience them nights.
Yeah, I agree. Yeah, I think they'll do it well. I think all the Queensland teams have got pretty good draws. Like, I mean, I've tipped all 4 to go through, so no pressure.
I did say that
Yeah,
if
you said City were
one
gonna
wasn't,
lose, didn't you?
it's the team up playing the A-League team.
Yeah, well, I mean,
That's
probably
a
fair
tough
enough.
game.
But, that'd be a good night. Obviously, nights out, the draw, but obviously as you get a bit older too, you just want to go as far as you can. Like the nights out probably are less important, maybe.
Yeah, no. Like I think the ideal run, if you can knock off like other NPLs early, just get as far as you can, and then you get the big A-League game. You know.
I have a couple of those nights where you win, your home crowd are there, and you
Yeah.
celebrate with them. You go up to the bar when the draw's on. That's
Yeah.
the best one when the draw's on straight after your game. It's not quite the same when you got to go and do like a half training session.
Yeah.
Because then in the bar we got the draw on. It's not the same when you've just won. I remember
strikers, we had
You just went up in
the
your
draw
kits.
every single time.
you went straight up
Yeah.
in the kits.
Yeah.
Just up the steps and bang, and watched it with the supporters. So again, we talk about what the cup means. Like it's the one thing you can get genuinely excited about because the unknown. Like obviously, you get excited about winning things at our domestic level, but playing the same teams every year to win a league or a grand final, you're gonna have to go through the same 2 or 3 teams that you did 2, 3, 4 years ago. Whereas in the cup,
It's also like
anything like
it's good for Queensland clubs to sort of put yourself against other NPL, like big NPL clubs as well. Like obviously Melbourne, Sydney, they're always talked about being the most dominant NPL competitions.
Strong
But
comps.
whenever the Queensland teams go down there or they come up here, we do quite well. Like we're not, we got a pretty good history, I guess, of getting very far. Obviously, Lions, strikers, power, getting to the quarters. So I love it. I think it's, as you said, Benny, I think it's the best thing that's ever happened to Queensland football in Australia. But I guess grounds too. Like you get to go to all these historic grounds, like you mentioned, Melbourne Knights. Like what was that like? Like Viduka's played there. Like one of the best.
The Mark
to do
Viduka
it.
stand,
Like,
isn't it?
Yeah.
The Mark Viduka stand.
It's a nice stand, isn't it?
Yeah.
Like it's a bit of a weird
It's very
situation.
old-fashioned.
Yeah, it's like
It's
surrounded
like
by
Yeah.
It's pretty rough
It's
to be
like-
fair, isn't
it
it?
is
Like,
rough.
Like
Yeah.
you drive in, you don't really know where you're going. Like
There's
you're on
that
the bus and you
boxing
just
ring.
yeah.
Driving
Yeah.
past, there's a boxing ring.
It's
out
like-
there.
Should have got in there.
Yeah,
Right
that
time,
would've been
so,
good,
yeah.
It's,
What a fun
I
time.
don't know.
it's a proper old, like NSL
Yeah.
ground though, and you can just like since back in the day when, I mean, you just got a decent crowd there that night, but you
Yeah,
can
probably
imagine
about 1,000.
3 or 4 times that every Sunday afternoon probably they'd have been playing.
Yeah.
We
The
were
old
there.
NSL would have been good. Like the feel behind the clubs, like the heritage, and
Yeah.
that's what it's kind of slipping. Like I think in Queensland it's slipped a little bit recently. I think in Melbourne and that is still.
Well, they still go up on the
Dominant.
hill, don't they? All the old boys are up on the hill.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like it's got to come back. Like it's what makes games, you know. Like I think
Yeah.
they're trying to hush a lot of the fans and that nowadays. Like you can't say a lot of things or whatever. But
Yeah.
it really, I don't know, I like it. It brings atmosphere.
Yeah, I think that's what the cup does bring back.
Yeah,
It brings back those,
it does.
like that interstate rivalry as well.
Yeah.
But that night you played was, I think I was in that clubhouse till about 2 a.m. Their president was just pouring shots for fun.
They were good hosts.
Yeah, they were.
Even like for us, like because
Because they won.
Yeah, I was gonna say.
well, yeah, that's
different
right.
story.
You're not wrong. You're not wrong. But they're like, it's not their clubhouse, but whatever it is, it's a little bit away from the ground
Yeah,
at Melbourne Nights.
yeah. It's like a bar, isn't it?
Yeah, strange,
Yeah.
but
Yeah, it's pretty cool.
they were just handing out drinks for fun.
Those
yeah.
little shots. Nice.
Would that be the best ground you've played at for? Well, what are your best grounds you've experienced in the cup, like going to different areas of Australia?
Oh, not many away games really. I think we had a fair few. I
Played
don't
them all at
know.
all.
Yeah, I'd say probably we
Probably
yeah.
the nights.
Yeah, I loved Perry Park, to be
Yeah.
honest.
Perry
Everyone
Park's
said it's the
good
home of
cup, mate.
football, but yeah, we had some awesome nights in 2019, and yeah, nothing's better than a filled Perry Park. Like, I know the grand finals are at Suncorp now, but which is awesome in itself, but a grand final at Perry Park's awesome as well. So yeah,
And you've got so this year, the first year that's actually happened, the 4 teams that qualify to represent Queensland, you actually get to play the Queensland Cup semi-finals,
Yeah.
which I think is similar to what they do in Melbourne with the Doherty Cup.
Yeah, I think
So the 4 teams get through. So you've got Olympic,
Yep.
where at
at Olympic.
Olympic,
Yeah.
and you must have Moreton City,
I
Excelsior.
think so. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, they're the other team, so
Yeah.
so you clearly don't know whether you're home or away.
Yeah. No, I'm not sure.
Yeah. It's a homecoming for you then, potentially. Moreton City.
Yeah.
No, so look, another chance to win another competition.
Yeah.
So I think that's good. You get through the 32, chances are you're not going to win that thing, but you deserve
Yeah, another
a
sort of
chance to have a crack at something else. So potentially you could meet in the final, potentially.
Yeah.
You've obviously got games to play, but yeah, you're still in everything.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh,
Did you win the-
technically, yeah.
Well, yeah, you,
Fighting on all fronts.
Yeah, you
I
are.
guess, yeah.
no, it's a pretty good season so far. Random questions, TC.
random ones.
Random.
We've kind of already touched on the best grounds to play
Best
at.
local ground then.
Yeah,
He's
best
obviously
local.
Perry Park.
Perry Park. What's your best local? Well, list of clubs you played at a few.
Like City's got pretty good grounds for a big
Yeah.
final, but I think back in the day at that Pride final, because it was so big for Ipswich, it was unbelievable.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But the ground itself, probably City, I'd say.
Perry Park.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Enjoyed playing
I
at
like-
Perry.
I like
yeah.
that.
I'd throw Perry Park.
Yeah, it's good.
Yeah.
What about Lions, mate?
Oh, perfect. Unreal.
Controversial question. The boyhood club, you don't even pick your own ground.
Yeah, I know.
It's because he's used to it.
Yeah, usually.
Yeah.
To be fair, we're pretty lucky in Brisbane with grounds. Like as you said, you're like especially NPL Power,
Yeah.
City, Lions. Like can't get much better than that.
Yeah.
To go to those sort of venues to play football. I reckon we're pretty lucky.
Best end of season trip destination. Andy?
Well, I think we're going to have the same one. Bali, obviously. Ours was after the cup run as well.
Strikers, yeah.
Yeah,
Strikers
yeah.
was.
So,
I think
was a
we
good
missed you
time.
by a week, didn't we? 2 or 3 days.
potentially, yeah.
Yeah. Briggers?
Yeah, I'd say Bali. I think there's been a few good ones with the Pride and that because we were all young. Not so much the destination, just the group.
Just a group.
Yeah, some good guys, yeah.
Remember that night in Bali where you wanted an early night? And you had, I think you would, he's in his room trying to get to sleep. It's like
Early night, it's like,
1 o'clock.
nah.
Yeah, mate, come
well,
on.
man.
Anyway,
Yeah.
you got Matty Carr, Jimmy Fairgrave and Hayden McHenry outside just
Didn't Jimmy Fairgraves almost die or something?
not that one, different trip.
Boydo look after him or
Yeah,
something?
but
You had a
and
good
then making
crack.
a noise. Remember that the fella where he's trying to describe the dog that was barking, you know, and he was like, "Rah, rah, rah," that old fella.
How is it?
So they're just doing this outside his room, and he opens the
What,
door.
barking?
I was asleep, like I was well gone at this point. I was in at 10 o'clock, and he opens the door and he's like, "Do you know what time it is? Grow up." There was shenanigans there because didn't you chuck all the cars' gear in the pool
Yeah.
and it had his passport in?
Doesn't sound like you,
yeah.
mate. Doesn't sound like you at all.
No, well, it started off, I think he did something to one of mine, And I remember Zabax, he was rooming with Zabax, so I've gone in, Zabs is like asleep. I've gone in, Zabs, where's your stuff? He's like, over here, right over. So I grabbed his whole bag. I walked out, he's like, oh, you won't do it. And I'm facing the pool, you won't do it. And I just popped it. And he's just laying there, like, left it. And then he'd woke up the next morning, he's come out and he's like, mate, my passport and everything's in that
He nearly
bag.
didn't get on the flight.
He was there with the hairdryer, like,
Oh, really?
right. And then when he went up, I was sweating. I think I've just abandoned
Yeah.
him in Bali. And the guy goes, bit wet. And I
It's been sleeping at the bottom of the pool.
was like, mate.
Yeah. It was a good trip, lad.
Yeah.
Best memory of the cup. Pretty well. We'll go to Jesse first because I'm pretty sure I know what yours is.
I think the Green Gully game was a great memory. Nothing like specific stands out. I just think it was just such a big game, and they were a big side.
Full-time whistle, I think.
Yeah.
Just the relief.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think that was pretty good.
No, I'll say the Wellington game, just because we were 2-0 up and like totally in control, and then all of a sudden it was 2-2 and we were in extra time, and just like a roller coaster of emotions, and then to win a penalty shootout
Yeah, that would have been sweet.
was
I remember
pretty
that
cool.
game. It was-
So
Brilliant.
yeah, I'll say that
was
game.
awesome.
All right, I have prepped you for this during the day, but I want the best 7-a-side. We always say 5-a-side's old hat, like everyone does that, and 11-a-side's too. But 7-a-side team, so keeper, and then any formation you want. Jess, we'll start with you.
I'll probably put Whitey in goal. Brendan White. Be pretty close with Bond, though. I think they're pretty close, but I'll stick with Whitey.
2 at the back or 3?
I'll go 2.
Yeah.
I'll probably say Cam.
Cristani, yeah.
Maybe like Austin or McGowan, possibly.
Pick one then.
I'll
At
go.
least you prepped them.
I'll go
Fair
Austin.
enough.
Yeah.
Awesome. Yeah.
Yeah.
All right.
Mids, I'll go Joe. I'll throw Daniel in there. Haydo.
Daniel McHenry.
Yeah.
Another midfielder, or are you going 2 up front?
I might go 2 up front. I'll go Ping, and I'll chuck in Alex Smith.
Yeah. Good player, Smithy.
I'm trying to make me pick him.
Yeah. It's not going to work, is it?
No.
All right, what's yours then?
I would say Whitey as well. Yeah, he's so good. I'll go 1 at the back. Tommy Gerard.
Yeah.
Very good player. Actually, yeah, I'll put Hero Amori in that as well.
Yeah.
Jake McLean, Fraser, Duckworth. How many is that?
You need one more.
I'm swapping Pangs for Duck.
Sure, sort of you.
How's he?
Yeah.
Oh, one more. Jeez.
Yeah.
That's a great partner.
Fraser for Pang.
I'll go Dylan, just because he's
Yeah.
very good at futsal as well.
That's fair.
It's pretty similar to futsal, right?
2 decent teams.
Who wins?
The team of Pengelly, probably.
Yeah. I'll win, of course.
And the most important
Yeah,
one.
most important question of the night, obviously. Best 3 on a night out.
Jesse makes my night out, 100%. First choice too.
First choice?
First choice. I don't think I'll make his in this one.
No, you're a bit of a wet lettuce. No. You would have years ago, Pang, but
Yeah, I know.
We need
I'm
3.
wet
So you
lettuce
got
now.
Jesse.
I'll go
You pick-
Jesse.
Yep.
My mate Josh Wilson from St George.
Yep.
He's very piss fit at the moment.
Is he?
St George player. Yeah.
Yeah.
Very good. And I wouldn't say Fraser, but probably not now. It's difficult. I don't know.
Tarde.
I should have thought about it more. Yeah.
You could pick the old Fraser. Fraser from
I'll pick
Yeah,
the
you
old.
can.
I'll pick the old. I'll pick the old Fraser.
Yeah.
Fraser from
The
Strikers.
cool
Actually, no.
Fraser.
You know what? No, I don't even pick Fraser. I pick Owen Baker.
On Baker.
Yeah.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's unreal on a night out.
Yeah.
Like, if I was going to stand like I normally am with, probably Hayden and Joe. They're good value. Some stories there. And I reckon there's a couple of dark horses I'd say I was thinking about as like Alex Simo, he's good value. Fraser, I was going to say. And the other dark horse is Cooper Nichols.
Oh, that's a fair shout.
Yeah, that's a shout.
He was unreal in Early Beach. We went into the season last year. Do you know Cooper?
Nah.
He was at
Young
Rochdale
boy.
for a bit this year.
I've seen a video of him running through the streets on a night out.
Mate, he committed. He was good.
Yeah.
We're gonna at the end of the. I've just decided right now. At the end of the video series, we'll get everyone's best three of a night out.
We just
And we'll
have
have
a
a night
30
out.
night out.
We'll have just like
I rate
50
that.
blokes, or
Yeah.
girls, whatever. You don't judge.
Yeah.
We'll just have a massive night out. So we'll write these down because
Yeah.
you picked about 15.
It's true. That's true. Well, look, lads, really enjoyed that. Hopefully, we've spent enough time talking about the cup. It's been good to reminisce, but I think that, as we've said, that the cup this year, we've got 4 really good entrants, 4 winnable games. In a sense that there's the home games, then you'd back them to play anyone. So yeah, really looking forward to it this year. And thanks for coming in and sitting on the bench and talking to us.
Good fun.
Yeah.
Thanks, boys.
Thanks, guys.
So
Pleasure.
yeah, we'll be back in 2 weeks' time, another episode. But like, subscribe, share, do what you got to do, and we'll be back. Ta.